All right, here. Okay, everyone. So welcome to the second part of our Zoom. So tonight we're gonna have Brandi by request. So Brandi was here like a few months ago, and a lot of people were asking for her again because obviously she is almost 100K in a few short months. And if you guys don't know Brandi is a mom. She does both FBA and FBM. She is an author also. She's very passionate about health and wellness. Brandi has a supplement line and also has an academy for environmental sickness. Right, Brandi?
Yes,
So
that
that
is
being
correct.
said, can we give Brandi a hand, please, or like a round of applause, emoji, right? Yeah, welcome to the. Oh, that real quick. All right, ready, Brandi, for the questions?
Yeah, let's hear them.
All right. So I'll just start with a few questions, and then we'll just have, we'll just keep it like open mic and have everyone just ask questions. So, I guess the elephant in the room, right? FBA versus FBM. Like, what do you say about it? Because there's a lot of confusion with the group right now. Oh, should I do FBM? Should I do FBA? Like, what is it really?
So
To do both. So,
I do both. And to me, it's starting out, it made more sense for me to do both. Like, I am a tactile learner, so that means I have to get my hands on it. I have to do it in order for me to like truly learn the process, and then I feel like I can make a more educated decision, and then I won't feel like some type of way if I decided to just do strictly FBA or strictly FBM. Like, I have experience, so then I can decide how I want to navigate my business, basically. So I'm leaning toward, right now I'm probably at 70% FBM, 30% FBA. And I'm gonna switch that over because I want more of my time back. But I also understood that it was Q4, and doing FBM during Q4 can be beneficial. And it was beneficial for me partially because I didn't know what to buy for Q4. Like, I kept buying like the normal stuff that I was sitting into FBA, but I got to test out more products that I wouldn't have normally tested out and just sent into FBA because I decided to do FBM. And FBM, you gotta have time, and you got to be prepared with the different supplies like boxes, bubble wrap, um, labels, tape. I ran out of tape, I ran out of labels. Q4 got hectic, but it was worth it. So I would say try them both out. See which one works better for you. For me, like, cause I want to, like Lewis, he has his business hands off, and that's more of the thing I'm leaning towards, especially because my daughter is young and she needs more of my attention, and I had to like not be able to give her as much attention doing FBM Q4, and I didn't like that, so I'm gonna transition out of FBM. I'll FBM some things that are real simple, but like, I don't want the bulk of my business to be FBM.
makes sense. So you're close to 100K, right? In like 4.5 months or something.
Yeah, I'm pretty close. I think I'm gonna hit 90K by the end of the month. Right now I'm at like 80, 85. I had screenshotted my seller board so people can see like the real numbers. Like, yeah, I did these numbers. I mean, I make a pretty good profit if you ask me, but I'll send it in the chat, and then you can show it to people, and then I'll explain what the
Okay.
seller board numbers are talking about. Oh, you can't send PNG files. Can you send
Share
PDFs?
screen.
Okay, we can share the screen. I don't know how to do it. Do I just hit it?
Yeah. Share. Yeah. Thanks for sharing, by the way.
No problem. I mean, everybody's always like, I do this, I do that, but I'm like, okay, how much money are you making now? Like, I feel
Profit,
like
right?
that's what it's, you're right.
Yeah, that's what paid the bills, right? Probably.
No, it's not working. I hit share.
It's not working.
Mm-mm. I have something private, I guess. I don't know. I think it's because your screen allow the application to record the content of your screen and audio. That's fine.
Your settings.
I don't see how to do it.
Hmm.
Are you signed into Facebook? I can send it to you on Facebook and then you can open it.
Okay.
Let me do it. But I don't know. I had one day of sales where I had like 120 packages and I had it on 0 day handling time. So it was a really stressful day. Okay, I sent it.
Got it.
Yeah, I sent it to
Okay.
you.
Here. You guys see it? It- Is this seller board? Damn, it's very detailed.
Yeah, this is Seller Board, and I'll drop my link for Seller Board. So if y'all want to join, you can. Wait. Okay, so I sent in my first FBA package August 27th, and I know that because it was my birthday. So it's
Oh
easy to
yeah.
remember. But I sold
Your
my
birthday?
real yeah. So I sold my real first product on like August 18th. I sold like an $18 product and it was FBM. So then I got excited and I was like, okay, well, let me get this box together and send it into Amazon. So I say I really didn't start until September 1st, basically, because I mean, I sold one item in August and
Wait,
yeah. So this is from then until now. So I'm at 85,000 in sales, what you see on the first line.
oh crap. What happened? Oh man. Sorry, click something.
Gotta go back to the messages.
Freaking A. Sorry guys. Sorry, Brandy.
And then so I had the transport partner program is what I've spent on shipping personally from FBMing. And well, they combine that with my FBA, but most of that number right there is from FBM. I don't know why for some reason Sellerboard doesn't calculate your FBM shipping costs accurately. Like it's included in the transport partner program. So that FBM number is not accurate at all because I spent, like I said, the majority of that is that. And then I've had like $1,200 in refunds. But when you get a refund, you get Amazon will refund you the referral fee that you had to pay. So, and yes, if you do FBM refunds, you have to pay for them shipping it back to you and your shipping costs that you had originally. So you have to eat that cost. So that's something else to think about if you're going to do FBM. And so it said what I sold was 33,874. So that's what I spent on inventory. And then I have my different expenses that I've wrote out here that took away. So I profited $21,761 out of the 85,000. And then it says that my ROI is 64% and my profit is 25%. So those are the numbers. And this is breakdown. Does anybody have questions about these numbers breakdown?
64% ROI is freaking crazy. Because average is usually 20%. Do you guys agree?
Yeah.
ROI is usually
Yes.
20%.
And I did a lot of retail arbitrage. I feel like the profit margins are a little bit higher on retail arbitrage than online, but like online can be really good too. So I don't know if that's 100% true or not. But the things I retail arbitrage, which means go in the store and buy, I think had a larger profit margin.
I need to be on a seller board. This is like crazy organized right there.
Yeah, because like I can't figure these different numbers out like that are in the back of Amazon. Like I would have no idea that like there was something like they had reimbursed me for something, but then they found the item, so they took the money back. But I only knew about it because it shows it in seller board. Oh, I forgot to click open Amazon fees.
So you had 64% ROI after the fees, right? Damn, that is crazy.
Yeah.
You guys understand how crazy that is? It means Brandi is gonna put in 10K into Amazon and she is getting around like 16K back. Right? And 6K of it is profit.
Yeah.
Do you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, like once you find out your exact ROI, it's literally like, okay, well, you're putting in 10K at 64% ROI, you're making like 16,000.
And this
Right.
month, I've done 50,000 this month. So the other 35,000 was between September and November.
Wow.
And I think November I did 20,000 or right at it. So close to 20,000.
Yeah, 64%
So,
is crazy.
yeah. And I've definitely had products that I've had to take a loss on. And I've had products that were terrible purchases. But it
Right.
all works out if you keep buying.
Right. That's
You
why.
can't
Like the only way to
can't
offset
focus
your losses, right, is to buy. Like buy profitable inventory.
and get better. And like that's why I like FBM too, because I was making bad purchases, but I could take them back to the store. So like in the beginning, it might help your learning curve to be able to do FBM or RA versus OA. And then like you really have to pay attention to make sure you're buying the right product.
I agree.
Like that's what I did. I did not buy the same product a lot. So you always have to, and then like it was like mainly like products like they're selling like the genuine part, and I'm buying a counterfeit part or like a replica part, and I'm not realizing that this is a replica because parts isn't like I'm not really familiar with that, but yeah. So then I'm like stressed out. I'm like, oh my gosh, I hope no one reports it as a counterfeit. Yeah. So I had to close some listings and then I did stuff like something was a 4-pack and I sent in a 1-pack. That wasn't good. But like you learn to pay attention to these details better by messing up. So you can't get stuck on it.
Right.
And you just have to jump off the cliff. If you're gonna do Amazon. Like, I mean, you can't tiptoe in it. I mean, I don't see the point of starting with $500. Like, what? So what? So you can make $50, $100. Like, what is that gonna do for you? Nothing. Like, just jump off the cliff. Have faith in yourself. And Lewis is teaching you the blueprint. You can add things to it, but he's giving you the foundation that you need to build the business you're trying to build. And one of the main things is yes, this is one group, but like he said, he has the Discord chats that he's a part of. Like you need to be a part of the Amazon network. Like you need to join different groups, get different perspectives, and then come up with your own from pulling from the different places. Because I think that's what helped. I joined a Bolo group that really helped me this Q4. It was a specific for Q4 Bolo. So I think that was one of the main reasons why my Amazon went crazy in December.
Yeah, I
And
agree.
I'm going to share with
Discord groups,
my
YouTube.
link so you can see your numbers because that's important too. Like you have to know what you're really actually making. And it's kind of hard to tell when Amazon pays you. It's just weird how they pay you, especially in the beginning, I guess. Because they'll be like, oh, you're going to get $6,000. Then by the time payday comes, you're getting $3,000.
Yeah.
But it's just
Hey,
because your
Brandi,
reserve has to be up with your sales.
what's Bolo, Brandi? Is it Bolo?
Be on the lookout. So there's different groups that share products to be on the lookout for. And most of the Bolo groups are for like retail stores. So if you're not willing to go to the store, then Bolo group isn't for you, I guess.
Yeah. Um ah, you you gotta like touch on it like like you gotta jump, right? You gotta jump, you gotta make mistakes, you gotta deploy your money, you gotta stop being scared. I guess like what else can you tell people that are I guess negative emotions or negative instances that you just gotta deal with to be successful?
And you just have to ignore that. I mean, if you joined a group, you have a support system, you have credit. What good is it doing you if you're not using it? None. Like scared money doesn't make money. That's something I live by. So you have to do it, and you have to make yourself uncomfortable in order to pull out the greatness in you or what you're really capable of. So you basically have to put your money where your mouth is. Like you want to do this, 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 and this, and you want your business to be X, Y, and Z. Well, you're gonna have to pay to play. Like no way around it. I don't care what business it is.
Yeah, I agree. Hold on, there's some questions in the group. So Sam is asking, anyone familiar with the transparency serial number? I'm being asked if I will upload that before they approve me for this product. That's for FEM, right?
No, it's some products like instead
That
of
was
getting a
FBA.
letter, they want you to send in a transparency code. So I think that's one of the ways they keep resellers off of it. But if the product actually has a transparency code, then you can take a picture of it and send it in. But if the product asks me for that, I just don't sell it. I just
Skip it, right?
move on to, yeah.
Yeah, me too. I skip it too. And then John was asking, like the way I look at it, if it's too complicated, I just gotta skip it.
Yeah.
The time, right?
Time is
Time consuming. So, and then John's asking, can you have FBA and FBM in the same store? Yes.
Yep. And you can FBA and FBM on the same product. I've done that a lot too. I'm still doing it.
And then Carlos
It
is
helps.
asking, oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I'm gonna say you get the buy box 2 times as it goes through the rotation if you do it that way.
And then Carlos is asking, hey Brandi, awesome numbers. How much of a budget did you begin with when you started Amazon? And then second question is, how did you source or know how to source when you got started?
So as far as my budget, I had got a credit card and I was like, I'm gonna use this credit card for Amazon. So the limit of my card was my budget, but I wasn't like spending it that much. Like I spent a little bit, I spent enough to start, like I would say like the first month. Then I started seeing the sales coming in. So then I felt like more comfortable spending more. So I technically don't have a budget except for it's my credit card limit. And I just, when I get paid from Amazon, I just pay the credit card, whatever I get paid. And then I just keep spending it. But I think going into the new year, I'm going to be like more precise, and I'm going to set my budget at 15,000. I think for December, I spent like 20,000 on inventory, and
Per month?
I probably have about, I don't know, around 3,500, 4,000 of inventory that hasn't sold. That some of it I'll probably take back to the store,
Nice.
and
Okay.
I'll just respend. And then what was the other part of the question? How did I know how to source? I mean, I just watched Lewis videos teaching us how to read the data and being on the Zoom calls, and then just trial and error, like picking products and seeing what sold, what didn't sell. And when I started doing more retail arbitrage, I was able to see what sold faster than not. Because I was packing my own boxes too for Amazon FBA, and that's something else I'm going to transition out of is sending my stuff to the prep center.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the biggest thing about learning how to source is doing it, right?
Yeah, there's like no shortcut to it. It's just to do it and really just learn how to read the data, because I'm still kind of terrible at finding new products like online. Like, and I can go in the store and find stuff, but like online, it's harder for me. So I use the list, and that makes it easier. And I did my strategy like my first month, instead of buying product, I focused on getting ungated and like categories and brands that I thought is what I would sell in. But I noticed once I hit $10,000 in sales, I got auto ungated in a lot of stuff. And that happened right before December started. So that was helpful.
It takes time, right?
Also.
But then
Mhm.
Amazon just trusts you as a seller, and then they just open up everything, or like most of it, right?
Yeah. Yeah. It's like I'm still gated in some stuff, but I'm ungated in enough stuff where it doesn't matter.
Yeah. I think a lot of people get stuck with this too, Brandy. Being gated in the beginning. It's just part
Right.
of the process, right? Would you say? Like it's just
Yeah, like I think, I mean, I wouldn't say you need to be focused on it or anything, but like, okay, like I got ungated in food because there's so much food to sell. So to me, that was worth it to find 10 products and get an invoice and do it. I mean, that I got that done out the gate. So I don't know what it's like not not to get that. I got that, and that was the main thing I was selling for the first month or two was food stuff and whatever random things that I was ungated in, like because Amazon said I could be. But I didn't really spend money on getting ungated in brands and stuff. And like I got ungated in Nike and North Face and Columbia, but I didn't really sell any of those things.
oh really
I
when
sold a little bit of, so it really wasn't worth it to get ungated. The only thing I say was really worth it was the food, grocery.
yeah. Chad said this is good stuff. John is saying these numbers are crazy, 64% ROI. The Brandy is saying William said well said. No BS Brandy.
Those are my initials.
BS Brandy. I don't know who iPhone is, but question is, what are your favorite stores and department stores to buy from?
My favorite stores to buy from are TJ Maxx, Marshalls, and Home Goods. All
The
three of them.
Max. Okay.
They're
Like,
like owned by the same people. They're
mm,
my favorite. And there's always like multiple ones for me to go to. So I find one good product, I can go to all these ones in my area and get more.
nice. Will was asking, have you gotten any customer complaints doing FBM?
Um, yeah. Mainly because I sent the wrong stuff. Because like I said, there was like 4-pack. I sent them one, and they left me a 1-star review. and there's nothing you can do about it. But other than that, not really. I I mean, like one lady, she got something, she said it was cracked, but like I mean, there's nothing I can do about that. And it could have very well happened if Amazon sent it too. Because they're like the box was fine, but the item wasn't. And all I'm gonna do when she sends it back to me is send it back to where I got it from and tell them it was cracked. So it's not really a loss, it's just something I have to deal
Right. Part of it, right? The drama.
with. Yep.
There's always gonna be drama somewhere.
I mean, but this business, like the stuff you have to deal with isn't that major compared to other businesses. Like the main thing you have to deal with is customers, and in every business you have to deal with customers. So that's really all we have to deal with.
Yeah.
And I had this one weird thing, like the customer said they ordered one thing, but on my end it showed another thing, and Amazon would not fix it. They're like, you're just gonna have to cancel the order, blah blah blah. So yeah, dealing with Amazon customer service is not the best sometimes, but it all worked out. I don't know if the customer was happy or not. I was just hoping they didn't leave me a bad review because I mean it was out of my hands. I mean, there's nothing I could do about it.
Right. And Carlos said good stuff, just good old hard work and effort, props. So Roland's asking, assuming that you didn't have seller board in day one, how does that seller board have all your info since the inception of your store?
So it pulls all your information from Amazon once you link your store to it. And then I went in and added my expenses from the different months.
That's why I like it over Inventory Labs.
Yeah.
And then Chad's asking,
So,
oh, sorry.
I mean, I wasn't really going to say anything.
Okay. Chad's asking, how deep are you going on products?
Stuff that was selling really fast. The most I bought was like 15 at a time, but I probably should have bought more. I was hating myself for not buying more, but I'm just still like anything can happen to the listing. I don't want to be caught with all this stuff. Like right now I'm still in a position where I have to work. I can't take that many L's. Like not yet. Like to where I could go like real deep on something and then they're like, no, shut down. So
What's the beauty with OA, right?
15, yeah.
Like you can just go like very minimal on your units versus like going like very deep and then something happens. So, let's see. Are you considering VA soon? This question from Rick.
Yes. I had a VA for the 1 month, and then like I just got overwhelmed with too much. It was too
Oh yeah,
much too quick. So I had to slow it back down. But yeah, for sure.
that's what happened to you. Too many leads.
Yeah, it was like too much. I was just buying. Like I said, I didn't have a budget. My budget was my credit card limit because just didn't assume that I would be spending that much. And then I was just like spending, 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 spending. But then I saw the results of all the spending. But then I was like, I'm doing all this FBM. I gotta switch. I gotta reroute things to FBA because it was just too much. Too much.
Yeah. Imagine having one person and their full-time job is to get you leads, right?
Yeah.
That's crazy, right? That's
Yeah.
the man's job is to find you leads. So yeah.
Right. So I just had to slow it down.
One's asking, are you using a barcode scanner in the stores?
I use my phone. I use Amp, and then I use the image searcher when the barcode doesn't work on the Amazon app. And the Amazon app, if you use the image searcher, you can find more listings of the same product if they exist. which is kind of helpful because then you can find like the multi-packs, which sell for more a lot of times, or bundles that you didn't know about.
Next question is, would your feature transition from 70/30 FBM FBA to 30/70? How do you plan on continuing with retail shopping? Plan to manually pack and ship to prep center? Question mark.
No, I'm not gonna manually pack and ship to the prep center. I can if I need to, but I found a prep center in my area that will let me drop off stuff. So I can
Oh yeah,
source and
right.
drop
Locally,
off.
right? You have a local
Yeah,
prep center, right? Nice.
yeah. And then like, cause I have my sales tax thing, so when I shop in the store, I'm not paying sales tax.
Nice.
So there's that too.
Will is asking, were you able to remove the bad review?
No. Mm-mm.
I think with FBM,
Amazon
it's
doesn't
there,
even,
right?
yeah, Amazon doesn't even look at it. It goes through some AI thing and it like gives you a response instantly. So when you dispute it, like as long as they're not using like curse words or talking about, like as long as it's a review of your service, they are not taking it away.
But with FBA, you can get removed though, right? You can with
I don't
FBA.
know. Amazon automatically removes stuff from my FBA things. I guess
FBA.
when it's like, yeah, like if it's like someone's like wrong item received or something, they'll remove it. Like this Amazon sent this, we accept responsibility, and then it's striked off. It's like still back there, but it's not showing, I don't think, to the public.
Okay. Do you have a
Yeah.
set profit margin per units ordered?
No, I like to make at least $5 an item, but there's some things I like don't do that. Like say I get a $3.99 item, like something that cost me $3.99 and I make $3 on it. I'm like, why wouldn't I do that? Yeah, it's not $5, but my investment's real low. Like I'm almost making 100%. And those are usually stuff that sells fast.
Right.
So,
What's the
and
most?
I just follow
Sorry,
this
go ahead.
thing, what is it, 25% ROI? But it seems like most of the stuff I sell is like above that. I like to make big money,
Clearly,
but
64% is crazy. After all the
I
fees,
don't,
after all the shit going on, right?
yeah.
That's really crazy, guys. 64%. Oh my gosh, I can't believe that. I really can't. It's
I
usually
guess because
20,
like
20, 30%, right? Like
I've
Amazon Prime Day is 20,
semi-scaled,
30%. That's why.
yeah, I semi-scaled, and so I don't think I can still be a little picky where you can't be as picky as me.
Yeah, there's nothing just yeah. Makes sense. Art's asking, what's the most you've spent in one day on inventory?
Um, Probably like 3 or 4 thousand.
Yeah. It's about the same with
Yeah.
me, like 5,000 is usually like the most.
And then I'm like, oh wow, I spent a lot.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I
5,000
don't
is a lot.
I don't source every day. Like I don't know, like I have like it's like I go off like I feel like I've spent enough, so I'm gonna hold back for a few days and then I'll spend more. It's more how I delegate things. I don't know.
That's your pace?
Yeah, I'm a
Good.
feeler. Like I feel like I spend like I don't know the exact number. It's just like I know how many times I've swiped this card or entered in this card number. So I'm gonna just chill out for a day or two and then I'll source more.
Nice. That's good.
And some days the sourcing is in the store, and some days it's online, and some days it's both. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna try and get my sourcing in the stores down to like I go out one day a week and I make rounds around the city. Like I just hit up all the spots in one day.
I think that's Carla's question too. Like, how many days per week do you go to the store to source? Daily, every other day?
No, like I was going more during Q4 just because they were getting trucks every day. So there was always new stuff. And then I was in the Bolo group. So when people would post stuff, I'm like, oh, I need that. Oh, I need that. Let me go see if I can find it. And like I like the hustle part about it. So I think that's why I like going to the stores. Like I don't get that vibe off of shopping online.
It's boring work, right? Like OA is like boring. It's like
Yeah, like
exciting. It's very like robotic.
and I bring my daughter with me to the store and I'm like, I need you to look for these products. She be finding me stuff too. She's like, oh, there's mommy, that's what you buy and sell. I'm like, oh yeah, good job.
Yeah. Carlos said, nice, you like that high. It's that hunter mentality. I get it.
Yep. Like I
Obviously,
grew up, my
thanks
parents
to Amazon
owned
products.
Subway restaurants.
Huh?
So my parents owned Subway restaurants when I was growing up. And my mom was a Bell's bondsman and she had a hair salon and rental property. So I grew up around that, like, I don't
This
know what
world.
you call it. Yeah, like the hustler mentality. I grew up in it.
Nice. And like, what would you like? How would that help you, by the way? Like growing up as an adult, like seeing all of
It
that.
made me not it made me not scared to jump off the cliff.
I can tell.
Like,
I can really tell. That makes sense now.
like it made me understand it takes money to make money. If you want it, go get it. And there's nothing standing in your way but you and your effort. Like nobody gets something for nothing. And like everybody used to be like, "Oh, you're so rich. Oh, you're so rich. Your parents on the subway." Like we weren't rich, you know what I mean? But like, yeah, they made money. They had a cash flow. But I understood like all the expenses that came with the business that everybody on the outside didn't get to see. So I know as soon as you stop, the cash flow stops. So like you can't stop. You got to go get it.
Right. How's that overhead, by the way, with Subway? I'm sure like really high. Renting it?
Yeah, like rent was pretty expensive, but like Subway negotiates all your stuff. Like they negotiated the rent with the property management people, but you have to pay a percentage, just like how we pay Amazon on everything we sell. Like you had to pay Subway royalties on everything you sold, and then you had your franchise fee that you paid them in the beginning to get started. So
How much was that? If you don't mind me asking, like half a mil or something, right? Like,
franchise fee.
for Subway.
I want to say it was like 40 or 50,000, but my mom opened Subway before it was really popping.
Mm.
So they had two Subways. They opened one when I was like 5 and the other one when I was 12.
Oh wow.
So I used to get dropped off by the bus at Subway as a kid. So
Wow.
I was always I was working. I used to do the cash register. I had a stool to get up and down. So I
That's
could
really
reach the
good
register.
experience. Wow.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
like
with
I'll
kids,
always be
that's why. I hope
around.
they see all of this and it helps them in the future. Like all the hustle that we're doing, me and my wife. Like I really hope they see all of this, and it helps them in the future. Because it helps a lot,
Yeah, it
right?
will, especially if you just don't spoil them. Like my mom, we would come work and they pay us like $20 for the day or half a day, whatever. But like we weren't just we had to work. Like we got a lot of stuff as kids, but we had to work. We had to pitch in. So I think that helped me understand you have to work. Doesn't matter if it's for yourself or for somebody else.
Yeah. No wonder you like to work. Makes sense. It makes sense now. Sammy,
like the
shout out to the Virgos. So from the start to finish, once you buy and get it to Amazon, is it a 1.5 month time frame before you can see profit back to pay off your credit cards?
Maybe like when you first start, like that first month and a half or so. Yeah. But after that, it's pretty consistent as long as you're consistent in sending in product. And like that's why you should start off with a 0% interest credit card so you're not so concerned with paying it off like that and still able to buy product. Just have enough to pay the minimum.
Yeah, and
I need to get another credit card.
if you're also concerned with that, you can also use payability. William
Yeah.
uses payability a lot. So if you're having like cash flow issues, I mean that's a good option.
Mhm.
Question. Toronto's asking, "Hey Brandi, is your daughter an actual employee of yours? Question mark for tax purposes and such."
I'm gonna make her one. I'm gonna file her as an employee. I mean, she doesn't help me a lot, but she always comes with me, so she's not free to do what she wants to do. She's working with me.
Yeah.
And I have her help me prep stuff where I have her like go get me this, go get me that. So she just does little tasks right now. But she's only 4.
Only 4.
She's only 4,
Like
but
she's
she gets
something or
she
something.
gets really excited about it. She's like,
Nice.
Mommy, you can sell this. I took a video of it today and she's like, we're going to TJ Maxx, Home Goods, Marshalls, and Ross so we can find stuff for you to sell. Then you can buy me some stuff. I'm like, yeah, you get it. I have to sell stuff to buy you stuff.
Nice. Carla's saying she's dropping nuggets, golden nuggets, and then Art said chicken bacon ranch.
I actually
But you
only
know
ate
how to
ham
make
sandwich.
it.
Only ate ham sandwich. I do know how to make it. I used to bring, you remember when Subway had pizzas? I was in college then, and my mom would buy me cases of pizza, and I'd bring it to college, and I'd make me pizzas in the oven. That's great. I
Nice.
could not eat Subway now, though. Like, I had way too much Subway in my lifetime.
All your life. How many years was that? Like 10 years or what?
Yeah, it was more than 10 years. They sold the Subway when I want to say I was 20. So from the time I was 5 to 20, that's 15 years of Subway.
Wow. And that was their main
And
business?
yeah, that was their main business. But,
Wow.
well, yeah. Until my mom, she did bonding. She started when she was 19, and she stopped that when I was in 9th grade. So that was another main business she had.
Said what? Bonding? What is that?
She got people out of jail.
Oh, wow. Okay. Interesting. Nice.
Yeah. I grew up at the courthouse too.
Oh, wow. Why like bonding? What is bonding? Bad bonding. Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Makes sense. Any more questions? You guys made me ask all the questions. You guys could have muted and asked Brandi these questions.
Yeah, ask me questions. I don't know what y'all want to know. I just like to know numbers. That's my main thing.
Any more questions, you guys? Like I really just want to enter the year where we're just all clear with this business, you know, like there's no, you know what I mean? What's up, Ron?
Hey, I just had a question for Brandy regarding her local prep center. Do you know, and if so, can you share what the numbers are for that prep center, please?
Like how much they charge me?
Yeah, how much they charge you? I don't know if it's per unit or per sending out,
So
etc.
they charge
Just to
me
kind of,
per unit. Is I told them I would send out at least 500 units a month, but I'm sure it'll be more than that. But if you send out 500, it's $1 per item. If they have to bubble wrap it, then it's extra 75 cents. And if it is a bundle, it's an extra 20 cents. So they have pretty good prices. They're kind of far from
Gotcha.
me because they're on the other side of Charlotte because I live in Charlotte. But
Like an hour far, or
no, it's like 45 minutes. So I decided I'll just have to go sourcing the day when I go drop off stuff on that side of town. So then it'll be worth it, the drive.
gotcha. And my second part, I don't know if maybe the distance kind of answers it, is if you're already going to drop off stuff to them and also maybe probably deliver stuff to them that you buy online, what's gonna be your determining factor of if you're going to do FBA or FBM if you're already going to be using the prep center? Does that make sense?
Well, I decided like I started like this week. Everything I order online, I'm sending to the prep center. I'm not sending it to my house anymore unless I plan on FBM in it. And the only thing I'm gonna FBM is like real simple stuff, like books and Crocs. So that's what I'm gonna FBM. Everything else, I'm sending an FBA to them. Did that answer it?
I guess that leads to what makes it simple. Like, what makes books different than any other item as far as FBM?
Because for one, I can drop them in an envelope, and two, the shipping cost is media mail, which is reduced, so it's usually not more than $4 to ship a book,
That makes
unless
sense.
it's real heavy. And then Crocs are very light also, so it's usually not more than $5 to ship them either, and the profit margins on them are pretty good. So even if someone returns it, it's not really gonna affect my profit like that.
Gotcha.
Hey,
Thank you.
Ronald, can I ask a question about the books real quick? I don't want to
Mhm.
intercept the question. How are you shipping the books? Are you putting it in a like a poly bag, or are you putting it in a box?
So I have I think it's a 6x9 envelope, and that fits a lot of books, and it fits it like perfect, and it's bubble on the inside, plastic on the outside. And then for like a bigger book, I have like like manila folders. I think that's what they're called. I have bubble wrap envelopes like that, and I just put them in that, and then I put that inside of a poly bag, so it's got the plastic protection over the book.
Got it. Have you shipped out any textbooks?
No, I
Okay.
just found some recently, but no, I haven't shipped any out yet. And those, like this one book I ship out, it's like 4 pounds. And so I assume a textbook would be around that same weight, maybe a little more. But I still didn't put it in a box. I felt like it was still okay to put it in the envelope because I protected it with the other thing.
And what size was that
bubble mailer.
envelope for the textbook?
Yeah, it's the same size as the textbook, like as far as dimensions. I just don't know if it's the same weight.
Got it. Okay. Thank you.
What's up, Ron?
So another question regarding shipping, for Brandi is, are you just going and paying for stuff as a regular price, or do you have some sort of accounts with any services that give you discounted shipping prices?
So, when someone orders something FBM, you can ship through Amazon. They have a shipping thing in the back. Like you'll see your order and then you click buy shipping, and then so you get their discounted prices, but sometimes they're not so discounted. So when that happens, I use Pirate Ship, and their prices tend to be pretty close to what Amazon's are. The only
Gotcha.
thing
Thank you.
is when you ship with Amazon, you get the protection that they offer. So like if it's late, it won't be your fault because you shipped it through Amazon service or whatever.
Still UPS
So
though, right? They use UPS.
they use USPS and UPS,
Nice.
both of them. And then like say you were doing a lot, I should have probably done this service, but I didn't. But you can schedule pickups from UPS. Some places you can schedule pickups from USPS, but yeah. But they say you would need to schedule it through like Pirate Ship or something, and it charges you $5 to schedule a pickup. But that's only if you're doing like a lot. Like UPS is right around the corner from me, so I don't know. I probably would have saved me time to have them come pick it up. But I just like getting the scan because if it's not scanned in, then your protection doesn't go into effect. So I need that receipt with the scan.
Love it. Any more questions, you guys? Like really though, like any more questions? Like I want everyone to be clear before we head to 2024. Like really, really. Like what? Like account. Oh, okay. Here. A question. So, how do you deal with account health issues, Brandi?
Well, at first I used to panic, but now I don't because there's really nothing you can do except get the information to Amazon that they're requesting. And then secondly, to ease my mind, I just signed up with the lawyer so I can just ask them what to do. I don't have to think about it. And as you sell more, you get more points in your account health. Like what did I say? It was 4 points for every 200 sales you do. So
Right.
then if something does happen, your score, it's not so dramatic as far as like affecting your account being shut down or whatever.
Yeah,
So,
and
like my
I
score
also
is,
learned that. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
go ahead.
Oh,
I
I
was
said
just saying
I
my
also
score is
learned
at
that.
like two.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Gosh.
Go ahead, Randy.
If my score is at like 232 now, and I had something, I had got an IP and it had dropped my account score 6 points, but I'm still at 232. No, it dropped my account score 16 points, but I'm still at 232, even though it dropped that, and my account is still considered healthy. So that's what I mean by like you're less affected when something does occur.
Nice. I learned too that your violations drop in 180 days or less. All of them drop in like 6 months or less. So
I had another violation. I think it was for selling a restricted product or something. And that just went away on its own. Because as long you just don't acknowledge it. Like you can never just don't acknowledge it. But you need to get the lawyer so he can tell you why you don't acknowledge it. But that's what I learned. Do not accept any fault. Just like Amazon never admits they're wrong, you can't admit you're wrong either.
interesting. Any more questions?
Yes, I got a question.
Good, Art.
So I see Brandi is now a part of the Radical Marketer Ambassador Program. So I would like to know, what is the future of Brandi and where are you going in 2024?
Well, my passion, like I obviously like to make money, but my passion really is teaching people about health and wellness and like to believe in their body's ability to heal and teaching them lifestyle, not not tricks, but like lifestyle commitments to be preventative in their health going downhill. Because my mom was poisoned by power lines being too close to our house. And so everything went crashing down because, for one, we didn't know what that was. And I was only like 18 when it happened. And so we had to figure out how to heal her, and the doctors didn't know what to do. So it took me on a path of learning how to take care of my body and nutrition and all this different stuff. So I really want to build my brand and teach people because I know God didn't give me that story and allow my mom to still be here today for me not to share what I learned.
Wow. I love that. That's great.
Awesome.
It's like a passion project too, right? Would you say?
Yeah, because I mean, I don't know if anybody's had a sick parent, but it's definitely not fun to watch your parent be sick and not know if they're gonna die or what's gonna happen. It's not a nice place to be.
Damn. You were
And
18, right? You
seeing
said
my mom go through that, I don't want my daughter to ever see that. So as long if people can learn to be preventative and be proactive instead of reactive, things will be a lot better for a lot of people.
Oh, love that. You should go for that, Brandi. Looking forward to seeing that play out next year.
Thank you.
Um, any more questions?
So on that same note, Brandy, are you taking more of a alkaline lifestyle, holistic lifestyle as far as whole foods, or are you going a different way about it?
Well, in my learning, like on the path that God took me on to learn how to take care of the body was first he started me with like learning how to take care of your physical body because that's very important. So exercise and nutrition. But then it's also your spiritual self, spiritual and mental health plays a big role in your physical health. And so I learned about that part second. So then like you just have to learn how to take care of all parts of you in order to be truly healthy. So body, mind, spirit. And that's what I teach on because like forgiveness, unforgiveness, that's what my book is about is unforgiveness. And I also wrote a book on how to take care of your body in 2023, which is basically lifestyle tips, like the more scientific aspect of it. And then my other book is the spiritual aspect of it.
Wow. I love it. So iPhone said, I don't know who iPhone is, but he said or she said, you will crush it, Brandi. And then Rick said, great stuff, Brandi. Carlos said, great call. Appreciate the time, Brandi. Very relatable, straightforward info, right to the point. Jump off the cliff, believe in yourself, trust the data, hard work. Love it.
Thanks, guys.
Ready. I think we're good, right, guys, for tonight? Like anything that you're not clear about before we go into 2024? Really? Are we all clear with how this thing works?
It doesn't matter if you do FBA or FBM, it just needs to fit your lifestyle. If you don't have time, don't do FBM. And if you don't have a lot of space, don't do FBM unless you're just gonna do like small stuff. Just do what's best for you and put your all into it. And it will work. It's too many people that you see making it work for it not to work. Like they're no different than you, except they just put forth the effort and jumped off the cliff.
Love it. Jump off the cliff. I love that.
You have to do it. That's like I moved to California by myself and I didn't know anybody or anything. I had never been there, but I just felt like that's where I was supposed to go. So I packed up the car and I went and I got an Airbnb for 2 months. And I was like, well, if I can figure out how to get an apartment by the time this is over and have a way to pay for it, then I will. If I can't, then I'll just move back home. But I ended up staying there for 4 years. So I figured it out. So yeah,
Love
just
it.
have more faith. So jump off the cliff.
Thanks, Brandi. Appreciate you.
Thank you,
Thank you,
guys.
Brandy.
Yeah, can we say thank you to Brandi for giving us her time tonight, please? There. See it. Like an emoji, like some.
Good stuff, Brandy. Good
Yeah.
stuff. Motivating.
Yeah, thanks, Brandi.
I've
Yeah,
been
looking
like
forward to seeing you next year too, Brandi, with your
world.
Amazon store and your branding. And I really think you have a good message too with as far as your story with your mom. Yeah, very powerful stuff.
Mhm.
So If we can help you with anything, with your book, with your social media, just let us know. We can share the message, right, guys?
I
Yeah.
appreciate it.
Yeah, and thanks to everyone too for being in our group, being in our calls. I'm looking forward to a more prosperous 2024, and I really hope we're clear now, right? Let's forget all the doubt in 2023 and in 2024. Let's execute, and let's just do it, and just like what Brandi said, jump off the cliff, right? Like
I think that
more
should be our
confusion, you
main
guys.
work.
Like I feel like there's so many trainings in the group and so many like people helping out. Like there's no more room for confusion in 2024. Let's just be clear with this business and just make it happen. Okay. Alrighty, guys.
Yep. Thank you, Lewis.
Thanks, Brandi. Appreciate you. Thanks everyone. Okay.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Lewis. Thanks, Brandi. Appreciate it.
I'll see you guys next year.
All right. Happy New Year's. Happy holidays.
New Year's,
Take care.
everyone. Bye,
Good
everyone. Thank
night.
you. Bye.